Hey, everybody, welcome in. It is Pugs and Company, the Pillow Talk edition, heard each and every night here at 9 o'clock. That's 9 p.m. We go to whenever. Sometimes a little bit longer. Occasionally, sometimes a little bit shorter. Hey, there have been a time or two when we haven't done a show at all, but you can pretty much guarantee that we're going to be doing the show each and every night, Sunday evening through Thursday evening. And we come back in the morning. We do a little thing we like to call the high noon edition. See, this is Pillow Talk, and then we've got a high noon edition. That's more topic driven, kind of a current events sort of deal. So if you tune into that, what you're going to hear is us discussing absolutely everything that is going around, whether it's on the interwebs or social media or all those kinds of things. If people are talking about it, that's what we're going to cover. Link is not working. Oh boy. All right. Okay. All right. Fine. Here. I'm going to have to relink to the boys. Apparently the boys are having a bit of an issue. So let's see if we can make this work again. Well, give me a second. Just hum your favorite John Hinckley song. Yeah, that ought to work. All right. I'll send this one over to E. See if this one will work. Can't have a Pillow Talk show without sunglasses. All right. There you go. He'll get a new one. And then James, however, so it did work. It did work or it didn't work. What's going on? Because there's no way that you got
it wasn't, and then all of a sudden it said error occurred. Anyway.
Okay, well, you got a second link
no
there.
worries.
Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Like it's not working. I don't know where James is. Just moments before I got on the air, my kid, my 12-year-old son, he got a new phone. So it's been difficult for us having contact these last few days because we got to go through mom. Got to call mom. Got to say, hey, mom, put him on the phone. Let me talk to him for a little bit. So we've been catching up that way. So I sent him a text just to make sure because he got it this afternoon and it's been charging. So I figured it's probably done charging. So I sent him a nice little text. 3 words. Can you guess the words? The 3 words that I sent him?
Mace, call me.
I am a loving father. I don't just bark out demands. Come on, I sent him a 3-word text. What's the 3-word text?
Oh, okay. I love you.
No, it was I miss you. But close. You were in the right ballpark. I just said I miss you because we haven't had our phone thing. You know what this 12-year-old texts back?
No idea.
Okay. That's what he texted me back. I miss you. Okay. Okay, Dad. Not even Dad, just okay. Apparently he's too cool for fatherly love. I guess 12 years old is the cutoff mark where they stop being sweet little innocent angels and start being too cool for the room. Start wearing sunglasses at 9 o'clock at night on a video stream. Check on with James. See what James is going. Maybe his link ain't working either. I can't. The dude cannot abide by this kind of tardiness. How do I call him? Come on. You dropped a bomb. I've been listening to Gap Band music all night because as we learned earlier today, the founder of the Gap Band died today. He was old, though. I mean, he had a good life. Hey, he spent the 70s and the 80s in the Gap Band, right? That had to have been pretty fun.
Hey, Bugs.
What's going on? Where you at? You leaving me out here hanging? What are you, shooting pool with the neighbors?
No, I'm at the grocery store. I'll be home in like 6 minutes.
All right. You still living in that shed out back behind your house?
I am. Yeah, I'm doing some urban camping. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Sorry about that. I just had a long day, man.
No worries. We all have.
I'm going to hurry you back. I got some good stuff for you. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to it. There goes James. James's entire family has left him. They've sold the house. Do you know about this?
No.
His wife took a good job back in James's hometown, not her hometown. Isn't that weird? Like she got a good job in his hometown of Tyler, Texas, and she moved there with the kids. And James is holding down the fort at the Louisiana home, the New Orleans home. and he has no furniture. They moved everything out of the house. I mean, because everything moved to the new place, where they're staying in Tyler. So James only has the studio. So he's living in the little studio that we're going to see in a couple of minutes where he does the show, which I call In the Shed Out Back, which I don't even know if it really is a shed out back. I just assume that it is. But he's got a cot back there that he sleeps on.
So, like, why is he still there if they sold the house?
I think there's stuff that needs to be done. I think that the wife
Oh.
maybe had to take the job. It had to start at a certain time. So, she's over there in Tyler, Texas. And that's why he couldn't do the show on Sunday night, Halloween night, when I had that wicked headache, which I'm telling you, I'm convinced I have a brain tumor. I have had a mild headache for off and on for 2 weeks now. It's good right now. It is actually good right now. Can that be caused by too much coffee? Because I've been drinking a lot of coffee lately. I've upped my coffee dosage by 2, like twice as much coffee as I used to. Anyway,
well, there's a way to figure that out.
How's that? Just stop.
Dial it back and see if the headaches go away.
I love my coffee though. You're not a coffee drinker, are you? You're not much of one.
No, I'll get it going and then I stop and then I don't get started back. I think I'm gonna try to get it going again. What I noticed is if I'm drinking coffee, I'm not eating as much.
Yeah.
Because it's almost kind of like a speed pill with caffeine in it.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. It definitely gets me going.
And so I'm gonna try to drop some weight here.
Weight loss challenge? Do you have a scale?
No, Ed does though.
Get it. Come on, let's do a 1% compound weight loss challenge. What do you say? I need competition in order to really lose weight. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't.
Okay, so like you, Ed, and myself.
Yeah, we just weigh ourselves in, and then we do it weekly. Whoever wins the week wins, and then maybe we total. I don't know. We'll figure out the rules. I really don't know how you do it. I've never seen that show. The Biggest
All right,
Loser.
I'm down.
Yeah, why not? It'll be good. We'll be able to talk smack. I'll be able to. Are you going to eat better? Like, will you start? Because you don't eat well.
I'm not going to disclose my secrets, dude. If we're about to be in competition.
Well, it's not secrets. It's sharing tips. This is not necessarily an adversarial.
You just said it's competition.
It's competition, but it's a friendly competition.
I'm not going to tell you the things that I'm going to change.
You want to run with me? I need to start running again.
No, hell, I'll bike. I'm not going to run.
Biking is like a big waste of time.
Running like I can't. Why run?
Because it's effective. Because it's the most effective way to really lose weight. When you're riding, here's what riding a bike.
My knees won't take that.
Oh yeah, anything. Yeah, Ed does too. Ed's not gonna be able to run with me either. Ed's got bum wheels. We went for a walk around the neighborhood once, and I swear to God, I thought he was going to have to go to the emergency room. He like needs some kind of hip surgery or something. I don't. He's not that old, but he needs like some kind, right? Doesn't he need like some kind of?
Yeah, he's got something going on with his knees. I noticed he's got like knee braces on. I just, I've got that 3 screws in that one knee. So.
Skiing accident.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. Biking is extremely good exercise for people who are already in shape. It's a good way to maintain being in shape.
Well, I get you in shape though. Like your cardio will go up if you bike.
Yeah, it'll go up a lot if you run. I mean, that's my cardio. Seriously, I mean, look at it. My cardio is really good. I mean, I run with my kid, and well, he won't run with me anymore. You know why? Because my cardio is better than a 12-year-old. So I can, but have you heard the fights that we have where he makes fun of how I run? He's like, You're not even moving. You're basically just walking. Hey man, slow and steady wins the cardio race. That's, it's not my fault that when we started running, you decided that you were going to sprint for the first 100 yards and then be completely out of breath. Meanwhile, we get up to the Whole Foods at the end of the block and I'm still going and he's like huffing and puffing sitting on the curb and I'm like, let's go, kid. The old man is lapping you. I got to be honest with you. That was a feel good for me.
Oh yeah. You bragged about it all summer.
It's humiliating for him, but whatever. All right. Let's see. We got a bunch of stuff we're going to get into today. Do we do the? So, the little girl that Henry Ruggs killed, and he killed her. You know, I'm not gonna play this man.
23-year-old girl.
Yeah, she's trending. Tina Tinter. What? Did you see her?
No.
You want to see her? Is that ghoulish? I mean, there's a whole bunch of memorials for her going around online, so people can see. But it's just like you look at her and you're like, oh, that's bad. Like it's just like.
Well, it's bad regardless
It's
of who
bad
she
regardless.
looks like or
Right.
what she looks like.
Right.
I
But the
mean,
fact that she looks like the cute daughter from your favorite sitcom makes it even worse. It's just like she's adorable.
I don't know that it can make it worse. Like,
Mm.
no,
No,
I don't
well,
think
look,
it makes it worse.
I think maybe certainly it's terrible regardless. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, if you're and it's not even that she's not ugly. It's that she's very girl next story.
Yeah, but I
She's
don't
very
like.
innocent looking. It's not like she had a tattoo of a snake on her face or something, you know, where you're like, oh, well,
Yeah,
she
but
was-
still, like, I don't think
Yeah.
there's one thing physically
I see what you're saying.
that would make it any worse. It's maxed out at worse.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I see what you're saying. She didn't have to look so sweet, innocent, and young. She doesn't even look 23, dude. She looks like a 15-year-old. She looks like just a little kid.
I think it's just the unexpectedness of the whole event that maxes it out as like just an awful tragedy.
Yeah.
You know,
It is a completely unnecessary tragedy. Well, I mean, I don't know if tragedy is the right word. I mean, you know, people.
well, it's a tragedy for somebody.
It is. It's just a really sad. There she is, right there. Look, she's a beautiful little girl, and you know, and her dog. There's pictures of her dog floating around too. It's like, ugh. Okay.
Did they establish where she was going?
No, I haven't read anything about that. Police have identified 23-year-old Tina Tinter as the woman killed on Tuesday after Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III allegedly slammed his car into her compact SUV. This, according to a Las Vegas police report. So, you know, there's that. That guy's a piece of crap. We know that. Derek Carr, who was the quarterback, he issued a statement. Let's read his statement on this one. Again, I don't like to start out with this kind of stuff, but Raiders quarterback Derek Carr shares his thoughts after 23-year-old Tina Tinter was killed on Tuesday when his former teammate, Henry Ruggs III, allegedly slammed his car into her SUV. Carr says, I don't necessarily have the question here, but Carr says, yeah.
Isn't it time they dropped the allegedly?
Yeah, certainly is. I mean, I've seen the video. I saw his car. I saw her car.
He's in jail. He's got a neck brace on.
He was sitting on the side of the road.
I mean, allegedly is gone from this conversation.
Derek Carr says, yeah, my emotions have been on a roller coaster, so to speak. My heart goes out so much. I'll try and say it with a straight face because I've already been emotional about every bit of this. But to the family, to all the families involved, no one ever wants to see this, whether it's a football player or not. You never want to see something like this happen. It broke my wife and I's heart, honestly. We talked about it a little bit, but I can only talk about it so much. But at the same time, whether it's fair or not, I have to compartmentalize, and I have a job to do. These are two totally different situations, some similar emotions, some very different emotions, but the message has to stay the same. Honestly, I don't want it to right now. If I'm selfish, I don't want it to. I want to say a lot of different things. Hold on. I want to say a lot of different things, but we have a game this week and I've got a job to do, and so do you guys in that locker room. From that aspect, from a football aspect, I hate to talk about both in the same light, but it's weird, and that's what we're doing from a football aspect. Every man in that locker room kind of feels the same way, but we have work to do. We have to come out and practice. We had film study on Monday and Tuesday. We have all these things that we still have to do. I don't know the right way to handle it, but I'm just trying to do my best. You know,
I mean, I think that's
it sounds like a very honest
it's
answer.
a legit, honest statement. I mean, unfortunately, the world is not going to stop for the Raiders. The game that they play is not going to cut them a break this coming Sunday.
They're a first place team in the middle of some coaching turmoil.
And you are, in a situation this season where you've lost your head coach due to some bad moves of the past. You've lost your number 1 draft pick from a year ago and starting receiver due to some bad choices. You, as Derek Carr, now are the quarterback of the team, an assumed leader. And somehow you've got to put those pieces, I think the best word to use was compartmentalize, and try to go forward. Not as serious as, but very similar to, you see a guy getting carted off the field with a potential
neck injury,
head injury, paralysis. And, you got to pick up at that moment when he goes into the locker room and they blow the whistle and it's back to football again. So unfortunate, extremely. Not near as unfortunate for any of the Raiders players as it is for the family and the friends of her, but I do get his emotions. And, again, it's another place where you just, want to, prayers and stuff like that.
The reason I wanted to read that is because I wanted to read it in the way that I read it, just straight. He's taken a lot, obviously, in the world of outrage. He's taking a lot of crap from people. He's also getting a lot of applause from. I shouldn't frame it as if he's being completely, hammered. But yeah, there are people that are saying it's not about football right now. You didn't even have to mention football. Well, unfortunately, you're talking to him because he's the quarterback of a team. You're talking to him in a football context.
I mean, if they were going to go, if he's at any pregame press conference or any after practice, media event, for that question not to come up,
right,
would be wrong. And for him not to have tried to figure out a way to answer it, he'd get picked on for that as well. So, I think he answered it in a sincere, heartfelt way. May not be what everybody wanted to hear, but I don't think he said anything in there that was disrespectful by any stretch.
Runny Egg 69 wants to check in with, he still isn't holding Ruggs accountable for his actions.
It's not his job. Right?
It's not his
He's
job,
his quarterback.
man.
That's got nothing to do with his authority.
Right. He has nothing to do with this. This is just a terrible thing that is sort of peripherally attached to the world that he exists in.
I mean, we can't hold him accountable. There's no person outside of the legal system whose job that is to hold him accountable.
Here's another. The world's so damn demented. It's sickening how people care more about the rest of Ruggs' career rather than the life of another human. He never even went there. He didn't say anything about it, Ruggs. I don't
know. I mean, I guess people are speculating. I mean, we kind of did today. Is this the end of his career? I mean, it's certainly has taken it on a detour.
Jeff Worrells, who is a better person than you and me because he's got an American flag next to his name. He says, this is what happens when Joe Biden's in power. I love social media. Love it.
Really?
Really? But he's got an American flag. So, he's better than you and me because he's representing. All right. I need James.
Now that's a guy that's taking an opportunity to exploit a tragedy for his own political team rah-rahing. That's a guy on social media that should get some outrage.
Somebody responds to him, this has got to be a troll account. And then somebody responds to that, nope, he's just one of them. We live in this world now. These are the people we have to deal with. So, I used to have a joke where if you read comment sections of any story, it's under. The over-under is typically 4. You can play this game. Like if it's a story about the new season of, that's your dog. James got to get here so that you and James can talk so that I can let the dog back out. She followed me over here like 5 minutes ago when I went and grabbed some ice.
I couldn't even hear anything.
Oh, you looked around like I thought you were listening.
No.
She's
I just
come over here. Come over here. You know what's great about her?
she has FOMO. She has dog FOMO.
Well, she knows I'm not eating. She's like, she doesn't.
Oh, that's why she wants out now?
Yeah,
She's
she
gonna
wants
find
out
the next meal.
because there's no food to be had. Here she comes. All right, come on up. Come on. Come on. Climb in the chair. What? No.
Oh,
Yeah.
she hit something.
She everything every emotion that she has, and you've probably noticed this, is displayed in her tail. See, you hear her? That's what she's been doing. Now she's just goes, what? What? We gotta wait for Uncle James to get here. Oh, now she's trying to climb up on the chair and she's acting like she can't do it because she wants me to pull her up here. Go. You know what? Should we listen to some John Hinckley while I just go and move her out? Or do you
let's change the mood. Let's use a John Hinckley song to segue into a different place.
I do apologize, folks. This was not expected. Typically, when she comes over here,
Well,
like
we can roll without James. It's not like he's
no.
Be here.
No, I just didn't want to leave you all by yourself
for 30 seconds. Fear what I might do at the wheel.
Yeah,
not sure that I'm sober.
How about oh, there we go. Hey, this is a good one. All right. Little Never Ending Quest by John Hinckley for your listening enjoyment while I let the dog out.
My poetry, I have got my songs to see me through the lonely nights, help me to be strong. I am like
not dancing.
Dancing bear, trained to be the best. I am on a never-ending quest. I can smile a little now, things are going good. I always had to be on guard, that is understood. It has been a journey.
Heads up, incoming.
That's why I got up and shut my door.
Never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I have got an.
All right, there we go.
Heads up. You signed him, and that's why I got up and went and shut the door, so she can't come in, and essentially we're stuck in the same place. If you sign this guy,
who
to Hinckley, like just somebody, not you, but like if you're a record company and you sign this guy to a contract, one of my fears would be that he might be a one album wonder. I mean, how many years has he had to work on these lyrics? You know what I mean? Like each of the songs is interestingly got a hook to it. They're memorable. They've got lines in it that
they're not terrible.
They're not terrible. They're not terrible, which means that, he's obviously putting some work into it. He's shown signs of Devo liking his work where they're paying him with a royalty check.
Well, that was years ago. It was 30 years
ago. Well, but I guess that would be a flash that he had something. Maybe what made him, made him think like, hey, I'm going to try this when I eventually do get out of this place. But I've been sitting here thinking, so if you did sign the guy, are you at all worried that he's just not going to be able to reproduce this again? Because he just doesn't have that much time to dedicate to these, what are 8 or 9 songs? How many of them are originals?
Well, dude, they're all originals. Everything on Spotify.
No, I thought
he's got YouTube. He's got a couple covers that he put up where he's just singing songs that we all know. Yeah, well, John Hinckley covers.
No. I don't need to hear his covers.
Now you don't need to hear him. Yeah, he's writing some beautiful covers. All right, go ahead, continue.
No, I'm just curious as to how many original songs he has.
Quite a few. I mean, he's got a full album's worth. I don't know.
And is even a thing now as an like an album, the way that we've thought about it is really just the compilation now of files, audio files that you can call an album without getting it pressed, without going to, I mean, think
Dude, I have
about
no
that
idea.
process.
I have no idea how that works now. I have no idea. Okay, here we go.
Everybody, hope you're all doing great. I just want to remind you that I have a single now out on all the streaming sites.
It's John
The
Hinckley.
single's called We Have Got That Chemistry. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and all the rest.
That's how I found him.
So I hope you give it a listen. It's a real country kicker.
Ooh.
But right now I'm going to do a song by Joni Mitchell.
Ooh.
Both Sides Now.
Oh, he's going to get pretty for us.
Rows and flows of angel hair, ice cream castles in the air, and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way.
2, 3, 4.
I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow
He's beautiful. Voice of an angel.
clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds
At all. There you
Okay,
go.
so that's
Wow.
a cover. That's a cover. The most intriguing thing that he said there was it's a real kicker.
A country kicker.
Right, which
We
to
played that
me
song.
would mean that it has to have some pace. Like every song that you've played seems to be in about the same amount of beats per minute.
No,
Yeah.
no, dude. We've played the country kicker. We've
Is
played
it
that one.
fast?
That's
If
the one
he's-
that's the one that's on the pedal steel. Yeah, absolutely.
That's not fast.
Well,
I mean, if that's a country kicker, it's a kicker for maybe somebody that's not that quick.
there's a country kicker. Come on.
fortunes I don't need to have you.
I mean, yeah, you're right. The tempo is a little quicker, but
He's grooving. We've got that chemistry. Hey, by the way, here's a good question. Channel 9 wants to know any updates on the random pooper? Yeah, the story, of course, there's somebody who's pooping in your kid's school.
Well, there are updates now to the process by which the kids are allowed to go to the bathroom to poop. So the principal is trying now to isolate when it occurs, who possibly was on the list. So there's a sign out sheet for the bathroom, and then there's a sign in sheet when you come back in. I was asking Dominic about it. Oh, there she is. She's outside my door
She's
now.
over
She's
there.
not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All
now
right,
we
she'll
might.
be quiet if she's with you because she doesn't expect food when she's with you.
Yeah. All right. Let me go.
Over here, she expects
Let
food.
me go open the door. Hold on.
Kenny Jenkins got a question for you. He's in the chat room. He says, "Hey, Pugs Moran from Lower LA, Lower Alabama." No, I am from the south side of Chicago. That's Lower Chicago. Are you saying that you are checking in from Lower Alabama, Kenny Jenkins?
No.
I remember Kenny. I remember Kenny from back in the day. Oh, look at her. There she is. Yep. She didn't want to be with me because I wasn't giving her any food.
Stop.
She's jacked up. She's very excited about something. Oh, there, look at her.
Okay. All right. She's in her chair.
All right. She's gonna calm down. She's one.
That was the "How dare you lock me out."
It was her what? I'm not your favorite
Right
anymore.
now she's in her chair and she's just there. She's all happy.
She's good.
Okay.
She'll be fine. Oh, she's got your JFK Jr. hat.
Uh-oh. Might not go well.
All right, Kenny, working down there in Lower Alabama. I think that's the only good part of Alabama. No offense, but from what I've heard about Alabama, the the area down there on the water. It's supposed to be pretty cool. It's supposed to be pretty nice down there. You ever been to Alabama?
No,
I was in Birmingham for 45 minutes.
I've driven through it, but I've never been to it.
Yeah, I never drove through it. I was on a plane, and there was like a stopover in Birmingham. Weird little like conjunction of flights. It also stopped in Columbus, Ohio. It was a weird way I tried to get home. One I want to say it was New Year's Eve. Yeah,
Isn't
Kenny, I
it
know where
like
you
the
were.
Alabama shores or the Gulf Shores?
Yeah, down there. That's supposed to be
Something
like
like that.
a pretty decent place. Muscle Shoals, Alabama, the world famous center. Muscle Shoals, the Muscle Shoals music studio down there, produced some of the greatest music. That's such a weird thing. Like Muscle Shoals, Alabama is known for some of the biggest albums that we've ever heard, whether they were hard rock by English bands or R&B, soul, all that. They all came from this little studio in Alabama. I mean, bands would get CBS in New York would send their bands from LA or wherever down to be recorded at this place in Muscle Shoals. There's a really good documentary about it. So that's all I know about that part of Alabama.
Okay.
The Leonard Skinner song "Sweet Home Alabama" is about their recording sessions in Muscle Shoals.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because they weren't from Alabama; they're from Florida. So they weren't even regulars. All right, let's get into our moment of joy. We like to do this each and every day. It's the first thing that we do to start out each show. Been kind of dragging our feet today on account of waiting on James to show up. Again, he's living in a shack out back behind his house. All right, this is a fun one. All right, here, let me see if we can get this working. There you go. I've had this one loaded up. This is a dad who went trick-or-treating on Halloween. And here, enjoy this. This is fun. Yeah, I think you'll get a kick out of this. Here we go. Hold on. There we go. All right. You see the kid there in the little Spider-Man costume with dad? All right, here we go. Here's your moment of joy.
Hey.
You're my first trick-or-treater?
Yeah, he goes to bed early.
Aw. Well, what do you say?
He's deaf.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. He's so cute.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you. Let's go, bud. Hi.
Happy Halloween.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
look at this lady. What?
Hey.
This is brilliant.
How are you?
Good. We're out early. Y'all not going out yet?
Can you say trick or treat? No, it's a little bit early. We're going to go up and get our costumes ready, and we're going to go.
Yeah, he goes to bed early, so we.
Oh, he doesn't. Well, he has to say trick or treat.
He's deaf.
Oh,
he's deaf.
Yeah.
Oh, he's deaf. I have a brother that's deaf.
Oh.
That's Uncle Dennis is deaf, right? Yeah. Can we say sign language to him?
kid's not even
What
moving.
did he say? Can he say what?
I don't know. Let's listen. This guy's trying to be nice. He's getting deaf rolled. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's deaf. I have a brother that's deaf.
Oh.
That's Uncle Dennis is deaf, right? Yeah. Can we say sign language to him? We say hello.
Sign language.
How are you? Hello. How are you doing?
Oh, you know sign language.
Oh yes. How are you doing? Are you happy?
Why is he not talking?
Oh, this poor guy. This is a nice man.
Nah, he's shy too. He's real shy.
And he barely moves. That bag isn't even blown in the wind.
I don't know. Put some candy in his bag.
If he falls over, that'd be awesome.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
Great.
All right, we see y'all later. Thank you so much. Yeah, he is. He's just a little shy. He's a little shy.
All right, there you go. That's your moment of joy.
The look on that guy's face.
Well, he was being so nice.
Oh, I know. Like that. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, you want to, for the people here, because different people, we should get rid of this. So, what was how was the concert last night? Tell everybody. They all heard your drunk calls. The people on the
Yeah,
news.
no, I thought the concert was really, really good. I
Mhm.
would consider going to see them in Austin. I
Yeah.
looked up the remaining dates, and they're in Austin.
Is it another outdoor show?
Another outdoor show.
Yay.
Yeah, the deeper it gets into the winter months here, the more dicey those outdoor shows are going to be.
All right.
Like I was thinking to myself, imagine if it was the weather we had this morning at 7 last night. It was kind of weird. It was like misting, but we never really got any hard rain. A
It
little
looked
cold.
awful. It looked. It was. I mean, it was cold. It was cold last night. I didn't have my heat on in here.
I mean, cold by the stretch of, yes, the coldest day that we've had here, but not really cold. If you went there bundled up,
yeah,
you weren't cold.
yeah.
If
you knew how to dress, I imagine there's.
I did have one interesting thing happen to me.
Just one?
Well, I had several, but
Okay.
one thing that was just totally weird. I should have saved them. So I had these boots, like Doc Martin-esque, but they were rubber and big, kind of like army combat boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking into the stadium, and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, something's like on the bottom of my heel or something because I'm unlevel. And I walk a little further, and the whole entire bottom of my boot just detached.
Well, what do you got? Discount Docs? Because Docs are hardcore shoes.
Well, they're laced in. The rubber soles in the Docs are laced in. These were not discount by any stretch of the imagination, but they were older. I would say probably, I don't know, 10, 15 years old because I bought them, long time ago. But they're a pair of big, like rubber, knobby tire, kind of.
Sure.
And just somehow, I guess the glue let loose. And so by the end of the night, I had my bare foot with my sock touching the pavement and just the shell
Oh, jeez.
of my boot over top of my foot. And then when the concert ended, you had to make your way out of the Cotton Bowl and your way down over here and over there and over there. And I was walking in the middle and it was raining and there were puddles. And I'm like, man, this is just crazy. Like, because the boots had like a platform like that. And so I ended up throwing them, obviously.
What's the bathroom situation over at the Cotton Bowl these days? That's got to be awful, right? Isn't that like 1920s plumbing over there? Isn't that every time I go to an old stadium, it's like you just want to stay away from the bathrooms.
While I was there, I didn't have to use the bathrooms. I left the Cotton Bowl and I found myself a little parking lot where I used the bathroom on the way to getting the Uber. And then the Uber driver, like, they'll be there in 5 minutes. Oh, working real hard. Oh, so-and-so canceled. And so I'm just keep on getting these continually changing moments. So then the Uber driver comes, not the one that was scheduled, but he's like, hey, y'all looking for a ride? I'm an Uber driver. And we're like, yeah. So we jump in the car. He takes us literally about 200 yards down the road. He goes like, I have an off hours rate and this applies here. And I was like,
he's
okay.
Gouging you. He was gouging you.
He was. I was like, okay, so what's the off hours rate? The rate that we were going to be charged according to Uber from there to where we were going was like $30. He's like, that'll be $200. I was like, $200? Like, that's not going to work. He goes, well, that's for the 2 stops. And I said, well, okay, how much to get to the first stop? He's like, $100. I was like, okay. So I paid him the $100, and we had met 2 ladies, an older lady that was probably like, I don't know, I want to say maybe in her 70s. And this younger lady was probably in about her 40s, and they were having trouble getting back to their car. So I just said, hey, you can jump in our Uber with us. And so she had a studio right there behind Home Depot, as luck would have it, where they had left their cars. And so we went, got back. He drove us back to the apartment. I then hopped in the truck, took them over to their thing, dropped them off, then came back. So I drove after.
So
And I wasn't at that point. But at that point I had sobered up.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a while. It took a while.
All right. All right. $200 though. I mean,
I only paid 100. I didn't do the 2-stop thing.
but still, I mean,
you know, so I overpaid $50-$60.
yeah, but-
Dude, if you're in the middle of that hellhole
yeah, you gotta
when
get out.
it's unloading
Yeah,
and you got to get out.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That wouldn't have been an option for me. I'm glad you. Well, I wouldn't have gone to the concert anyway. But it's all right. What a dick! He's just making shit up. He's just making numbers up, wasn't he? He's just looking
For sure. Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it was, he was like, "Okay, you know, I'm here for the Uber," and then it was like when he got us in the middle of this crazy part of
Then
town.
he tells you, yeah.
Then he tells us what the fee is. He pulls over and he's like, "Hey, this is what it's going to be." And I've got 3 ladies with me in the car, you know, and they're going to drop me out right in the middle of South Dallas, like
You
where
hooked up with 3
nobody's
ladies?
around.
You didn't
Pardon?
turn to the ladies and say, "How about pitching in a little bit there?"
Well, 1 being my wife and 2 ladies I told them I would share the Uber with. No, why would I?
Share the Uber doesn't mean I'm paying.
Yeah, but dude, well, that's why I took them to their second stop. I covered it for them.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Well, aren't you supposed to do that?
Yes, you are. If you can, you are. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's see here. Jeff Glenn says in the chat room, I learned today that the folks in Dealey Plaza believe that Trump is actually the son of General Patton, who is actually the grandson of Abraham Lincoln. Oh, man. Got into this thing yet. There he is. Good. We don't have to talk about this anymore. Got into it. All right. Here's James. James, we're just reading something that says here that the folks in Dealey Plaza believe that Trump is actually the son of General Patton, who's actually the grandson of Abraham Lincoln. So that's what you're walking into.
James, did you get a haircut? No?
I have not gotten a haircut, no.
Oh, it looks like different. Yeah. It looks like would you just get out of the shower or something? You wearing your hair a little bit different?
I put some dippity doo in my hair today.
Well, it has a different kind of a more compact look to it.
Mm. Hey, how'd you build the time machine?
What do you mean?
I mean, from the 80s, I haven't seen dippity doo since the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I haven't had hair since the 80s, so maybe, you know, that's part of the...
Dippity Doo. Yeah, that was actually a brand.
That was the stuff in the 80s, man.
Uh-huh.
Hair gel. Oh, ooh, I used to put so much hair gel. Ooh, you put it in there, you'd slick it back, and like an hour and a half later, you'd be at the keg party, and your hair is like a helmet. It's just all crusted. It's like... And you remember mousse? You remember using... You use the mousse. It was kind of the same thing.
Uh-huh.
And you'd have the like little crusty ends.
Moose was like the elaborate dippity doo.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that it came out in a foam.
Is mousse not still a thing?
I don't think mousse, hair mousse for dudes.
Do they still do that? Do dudes do that?
I don't think so.
What about like the Mediterranean guys, like Italians and Persians?
Yeah.
They always seem to have like the hair you would surf on kind of looking.
Yeah, I just got out of the shower look, but it stays for like 10 hours, where it looks like they just got out of the shower for 10 hours. Yeah, I think that's still a thing. But, you know, like when I go to the store and I buy like, you know, toiletries and stuff, it's not like I see mousse the way but I don't have hair.
Right.
I'm not really.
I'm not looking for it, but I don't remember seeing it either. Same boat.
What inspired? Why would the dippity do? What's going on? Why'd you put
I
dippity
actually
do
had to go do a broadcast today. I try and look nice whenever I do like the broadcast I get paid for. We also live stream that one too.
Okay.
Less concerned about the free broadcast, but it's also a more forgiving audience, you know, a better audience, I would say.
Duly noted and completely understandable. That's fine.
Now, I didn't mean any of that nearly as insulting as it sounded. But
that's another one from Kenny in the chat room. Brill cream. A little dab will do ya.
Brill cream. I don't know Brill cream.
You don't remember Brill cream?
Don't.
Pugs, you remember Brill cream?
Well, I do. I remember. It's like from the 50s. Yeah, Brill cream's like really old stuff.
Like Dapper Dan.
No, like Brill cream. I don't know if there was a competitor to Brill cream. I think it was just Brill. Are you ready for the monologue?
Oh hell yeah, I'm ready for the monologue. Damn it, I was born ready, Pugs. Come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome it. It just stopped. It just stopped.
You did it.
No, I didn't do nothing.
Ready?
No. This used to happen with the Brian Laundry song where it used to just stop for no reason. Let's try it again.
James, did you throw on some cologne too?
Yes, I did.
English leather?
High karate.
No, it's English leather.
All right, it stopped at 16 seconds last time. 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. Oh, we made it through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the Tiki Lounge located in the guest house high above the 1%er compound. Every night we try and regale you with the comedy stylings of the international, the global legend of stage and screen. He's the one, the only James Thanos Parker.
Thank you. Today's monologue is brought to you by Dippity Doo. In Virginia news, 2 days after Virginia's gubernatorial election appears Democrat Terry McAuliffe's career is finished. He's just been invited to compete on Dancing with the Stars. So, your career is over.
Look, let me tell you something. We're all for the idea of Terry McAuliffe's career being finished. That's for damn sure. Continue.
All right, Ronnie Wilson, founding member of the Gap Band, passed away at age 73. The cause of death was somebody dropped a bomb on him.
You know what? I was ready to boo you for that, but that's all right.
Okay.
Bomb on me.
Never know. I wasn't sure about that one. Thank you. You're so nice today.
If you had been here on time, James, you would know that I've been playing Gap Band songs all night long.
Aren't they fantastic?
Oh, they're so good. It's time to hold temporary. Every Gap Band song has the same bum, 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 bum,
and it's really interesting how timeless the whole funk genre, for as short-lived as its heyday was, how timeless it's been.
All
right, anyway.
I'm telling you, you are not at an old white person wedding if you don't hear a Gap Band song. I mean,
can we get back to the monologue now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, so tomorrow, just so you know, it was on this day in history in 1922, the entrance to King Tut's tomb was discovered. British researchers say Tut died in a chariot accident. They believed he was texting and crashed.
Yeah, come on. They didn't have text messaging back then.
Yeah, but he was like hammering on his cuneiform, I think is what it was. It was also on this day in history in 1856, President James Buchanan was elected. And historians say Buchanan was probably our first gay president because he was the only president who decorated the White House himself.
Presidential burns.
Thought I might get tagged for that one. Yes, Emil?
No, I thought that was good.
Oh, thank you. All right. Hey, we got some new research that shows the pandemic has led to weight gain. The findings are based on a study of Pug's mom.
No, people here at the 1%er compound.
Right, all of us basically. Based on me and Leslie and Clovis and Jeff and definitely Kenny.
No, guys, that was about my mom. Thank you.
I was expecting that, actually. I mean,
well, you know what? It was my mistake. I hit the wrong one.
No, you wanted to cheer your mom being insulted. That's up to you.
No, finally, I was going to randomly give you a cheer for that one because I felt that I hadn't been fair to you, and then you tag it with my mom, and I.
Finally.
Go ahead. Oh, finally. Okay.
Yes, finally.
Okay.
According to the National Enquirer, my favorite magazine still, Nicolas Cage has a severe drinking problem. To give you an idea of how bad it is, there's an intervention being planned by Johnny Depp.
Oh, that's him, ladies and gentlemen, every night.
That's not monologue, again. That's monologue bad.
Oh, jeez. Oh. How are those different? Why do you make a distinction between those two?
The one's a little grander.
And one is an ending that fades out with applause. The other one continues for 3 minutes so I can tell jokes over it. Not that. Just never play that again associated with me. I hate that.
Love it. It's one of my favorite things.
It's the worst because it makes me sound like a dipshit. Even if I say something. It's so demoralizing, man. It makes you sound like an idiot, like a Teletubby or something like. "Dur, dur, dur."
Wait till I get the cricket sound effects. Then we'll see what's
I'm
tomorrow.
okay with crickets. I like crickets. I like boos. In fact, I enjoy a good boo sometimes, but that kills me. That's my kryptonite.
Okay. All right. That's enough of that. All right. We got a couple of things we wanted to get. You got anything you want to front load with, James? You got anything before I?
Hell yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Because I've. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's give me something.
So
Give me-
this is something we had talked about when we did that classic, just legendary audition for iHeart in New Orleans 10 years ago. People are still
Oh,
talking about it. It was so good.
God, years ago. That was fun.
But we had talked about a dress code where a school district in the New Orleans area told the dude he had to cut his hair and he wanted to wear his hair long. And he said because he was Native American, it was like a Tonto thing, and it was sort of his culture, religion. It was, and I loved your take on it at the time, and we sort of pretty much were in agreement that, you know what, dress codes are going to exist, and as long as it's not some sort of insulting or hard barred to meet, it doesn't cause any harm or damage for you to cut your damn hair. And when you enter the real world, there's going to be dress codes. And if you want to be in a corporate board meeting, you can't go in looking like Fred Durst or looking like the last of the Mohicans, or dressed however you want. If you want to be taken seriously in certain social situations, it's good training. It's good.
Fred Durst or Last of the Mohicans.
I know. I just don't.
Those are your choices.
You can't look like that. When you get in the real world, there's going to be dress codes. That when you get a job, there's going to be dress codes. If you're going to work in the corporate world on the 36th floor of that building that's at like Tollway and 635, you're going to have a dress code. So you might as well go ahead and start acclimating yourself to it now. And hey, maybe you're going to end up being like a guitarist or something that doesn't have a dress code. And guess what? You go crazy with your hair then. So Texas school district banned boys from wearing long hair. Now there are students that are suing, and because a 9-year-old boy got in-school suspension for an entire month because he kept repeatedly not cutting his hair.
Yeah, we actually talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the High
Oh,
Noon Show.
good.
So we're
I
familiar
would love
with
to
the
hear
story.
your take on that.
Yeah.
Your take on that.
My take on that today seems to be markedly different than it was 10 years ago, because although I do agree with you that as children venture out into the world, they are going to undoubtedly encounter rules that they have to adhere to. I don't know. In this particular case down there in South Texas, it's somewhere outside of Houston, right, where they did this. This 9-year-old kid, I don't think
It was in Magnolia. So yeah, right outside of
yeah.
Houston.
I don't think. Look, I don't know what the damages are. What are you suing for? I mean, you should let the kid be back in school. If the kid is, can he comb it back? Can he put it in a ponytail? Can he do something so the man? I mean, I don't know. I don't cotton to these kinds of rules today. 10 years ago, might surprise you. 10 years ago, maybe I felt differently. But I remember you had a take on this too, because you've got a 9-year-old with excessively long hair.
Well, yeah. And I just think it's ridiculous to put a gender as not allowing to have long hair and another gender, female, allowed to have hair as long as they want. I don't see, if it's not creating a problem on the female side, how is it that it should be creating a problem on the male side, other than people in society are creating the problem, which means it's not the person's hair, it's the other people that are the problem.
And this is public school too. We're not talking about a private school. See, I
even private. I don't see
Catholic schools. We had a dress code, and you had to follow them. That's a private.
Well,
school.
but I
You're
mean,
paying to be a part of that system.
So can boys wear dresses too, Emil?
Yeah,
I think if you want to wear a dress,
yeah,
I would choose not to. But I think if you want to wear a dress to school, you should be able to wear a dress to school.
Hey, Harry Styles is performing on stage wearing a dress almost every night.
Well,
it's a thing. The world changes. Just because we're old and it's foreign to us doesn't mean that.
Or the bagpipe guys, they wear a kilt. Isn't that a male dress?
I mean, this is all well and good, and I'm not necessarily against guys wearing dresses, as much as I would like to point out that at the Fortune 500 boardrooms, 0% of the guys are wearing dresses.
But but again, if you choose not to wear a dress, or you choose to tattoo your face or you choose to wear long hair, you are taking that risk or you are acknowledging that you don't care or you're going to be willing, I guess, to suffer those consequences. I mean, I particularly wouldn't tattoo my face only because I feel like that's something that I couldn't change once I did it, and that would forever limit me from being able to go, okay, well, you can't wear a tattoo. Well, what am I going to do with the one on my face?
I
Well, you
also
can
don't.
certainly cut your hair.
I also don't love that you believe that every kid needs to dream of being in a Fortune 400 boardroom.
Oh, come on now. That's not.
Well, that's
You're
what you
reading way
said.
too much into that.
But that is not a path for everybody. I
Oh,
was
agreed. I totally agree. Totally
yeah.
agree.
So why force kids to conform to a lifestyle because you're afraid that their trajectory in making it eventually to a Fortune 400 boardroom will be
Well, it doesn't have to be a
convenient?
Fortune 400 boardroom. Look, if you're going to work at TGI Fridays, you got to have 37 pieces of flair. Just wherever you're going to work, get ready for the real world that has dress codes and certain standards of appearance, and it's totally reasonable for
But you
companies
don't
to
work at
have
but
dress
you
codes and
but,
standards of appearance and
you
acclimate kids accordingly. And really, if you have a problem with
Boy.
it, it really just boils down to you don't have school choice. You have this one government mandated monopoly on public schools. And if you could pick and choose your school, maybe some people want their kids to go to a school with the dress code. Maybe some people want their kids to go to a school
That's
with
what
no dress
private
code.
schools are for. That's why we went to
I
Catholic
know,
schools.
but this is for me a good
You're a libertarian.
argument for
This is
vouchers, the voucher system or school choice.
okay, you're diluting the argument here.
Well,
You're a
even if you wanted
libertarian.
to
I'm
keep it
surprised
all
that
in public schools, maybe one public school can have a dress code and the other public school cannot have a dress code for the towns that have multiple high schools, and you could pick and choose.
no
I
public
kind of
school
wish
should
they
have a
would,
dress code.
huh?
I mean, no public school should have a dress code that teaches you or that mandates hair length. Now,
Well, no,
I don't
why not? But
I don't think that you should be able to show up in your underwear and a t-shirt because that's provocative and it causes a whole other area of problems. But the way a person chooses to wear their hair in the year 2021, I don't think should be a distraction to anybody.
well, it shouldn't, but it's not unreasonable for a school to have a dress code. It's not unreasonable for a corporation to have certain hair requirements as well. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? Like a place of business,
I
a
don't know,
work
man.
environment.
I think that if you're good at your job and you make it to the highest levels, they don't give a shit what your hair looks like. You can. I mean, there are all kinds of
Okay, well,
eccentric dudes that
how many news anchors have beards?
Wolf Blitzer, top of my head.
There's
I
one.
don't know.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
What does that mean? I mean, I don't know what that means. I mean, how many radio people have beards? Almost all of them. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
You're cherry picking here. It's
No, look, the real world is full of dress codes, and even if it's not mandated and written into law,
right. But I'm
the
telling you, I'm making a distinction between a dress code, which is attire, and hair length, which is, a
well,
stretch at best.
and how long is it going to be until one of these corporations is owned by Post Malone or Kanye West or Ozzy or
Now we're also
I mean, but I'm saying you're talking about people with crazy wealth
Mhm.
that have decorated their bodies in this way. And then to think that they're then going to create a dress code for their boardroom or their stockholders that says you can't dress
look,
this way. I just don't see that
that's great.
happening.
No, but that's great. You
James,
found an exception to the rule, but every society through time immemorial, the people have used dress and their appearance to make sort of social signals that can really help or hurt your status and your ability to have opportunities open up in front of you in society. You run around looking like Post Malone, you're probably more likely to get pulled over or get attention from the policeman on the corner just because, Jesus Christ, you have tattoos on your face.
Okay, so we're talking really about the silent code for, hey, we are going to not hire those people because we really don't like the way they look, but we're going to find another reason to couch it in.
No, it's a series of nonverbal cues that humans relay to each other, whether you like it or admit it or not,
Cues.
that show you that if I show up in a jacket and tie, I am taking this job interview more serious than the guy who shows up with the Rolling Stones sweatshirt on.
Well, you're discriminating.
Have you ever
against
seen? Hold on,
people.
stop, Emil, stop. Well, okay, so look at the way Emil wears his hair. Have you ever seen him walk into a boardroom? You ever seen him put on one of them $10,000 suits? The dude looks like a freaking baller. He looks great. I don't think that there's.
Well, not me, but anyway.
Well, no, I've seen you. Remember, we used to say, we got to suit up for this one. And then you show up looking like you're freaking, a rock star in a $10,000 suit. I mean, here's the thing, and I'll back off. I'll let you guys argue this one out. In this particular situation, this story happening down there in Magnolia, Texas, outside of Houston, fashion is fluid. It has always been fluid. And anyone that tries to mandate based on what their interpretation of acceptable fashion is someone, to me, who is out of step with the times and is angry about the things being different than they were. That's all. These are a bunch of old people who don't like the looks of kids. This has always happened. And guess what? The kids have always won. This is just people being.
Yeah, look, well, and that's hard for me to argue against because I inherently don't care what your damn hair looks like when you're going to school.
Of course not. You're a libertarian.
Right, exactly. But that doesn't mean I'm against dress codes. If a school wants to have a dress code, that's fine. And if it's more restricted than I prefer, that's still legal and ethical, and it's not morally wrong. It's just not my preference, and that's okay. And I wouldn't be upset if my kid went to a school that had dress codes more restrictive than my preference. I mean, they already have gone to schools with dress codes more restrictive than my preference.
Let's talk about legit dress codes. Let's talk about legit dress code ideas. I don't think that teenage girls should be wearing sports bras and yoga pants in class. I think that is something that's a bit too provocative.
You shut your mouth.
Well, I know. Look, people might push back on me on that, right? They might be.
It's just look right now. My kids 2 weeks ago were in a school where they had to wear uniforms, and now they just moved and they're going to a school where they don't have to wear uniforms. And I think it's a fantastic lesson for my kids to learn that, some institutions that you're a part of are going to have dress codes that are more ridiculous and restrictive and that you don't agree with, but you just go through the flows and you get good grades and you score while you can, and then you get out and maybe you end up at the next place that you're at. It has a little more relaxed dress code, and enjoy it while you got it, because you might have to go back to the strict dress code at your next opportunity.
I think
great lessons.
Okay. I think as a parent, okay, this is the discussion, okay, that you need to have with your kid. And I use that word, the discussion, as, okay, if you're going to make those choices, you have to realize in life that there are people that are going to silently discriminate against you because your hair is long, because you have tattoos, because you're wearing female clothing and you're a male, or you're wearing male clothing and you're a female, because you've shaved your head and you don't have long hair. My mom, who's passed now, but she was a recruiter for 40 years, and she would recruit people at all different levels for corporations. And in the time when it stopped getting popular to go in and actually have a sit-down interview with the recruiter, and they would just go by resume and talk over the phone, there were a number of jobs where she could do that. But if they said, hey, somebody at the front desk, hey, somebody that's answering the phones, sitting in that reception area, the walk-in, what's that front desk appearance? That would not be an interview that she would do over the phone. She would make that person come in and sit down in front of her and then get a visual and then think, could she sell that person to their HR? And the ones that were too left or too right, we'll just say, they wanted a certain corporate look, she'd never send that person there. She wouldn't tell them it was because your hair is this way or your look is this way. You're not what they want sitting at the front desk. Your clothing are not right. I mean,
that's a receptionist. That's that's someone who represents the company. It's the first thing you see. So,
and we all can kind of go, yeah, we understand it, but it still is straight on discrimination, period.
you know what's interesting about that? And James, you've worked at a number of radio stations too. Back in my early days of working at a radio station, the front desk person, and call it a person now, was the front desk girl back then. She was always, she was WKRP in Cincinnati's Lonnie Anderson. She was beautiful. She was well put together, clothing wise. She was very articulate and kind and friendly, and the first person you saw when you walked in. But then something happened around the year 1998 where all of those people went away. And suddenly it was just, girls from the promotions department in sweatpants and a t-shirt working behind the front desk at the radio station. Did you notice that? I mean, do you still encounter radio stations where the person is a professional receptionist? Or, I mean, it seems like the professional receptionist, to the point that Emil was making, that doesn't seem like that's a thing anymore anywhere. I mean, I suppose you go into a law firm, it is, someplace like that.
I might have the exception to the rule in New Orleans. The cluster where I'm based is the iHeart cluster in New Orleans, and they have what is, I mean, I don't want to say she's like Medea, but she's like Medea. It's an older black lady who is super nice and calls everybody darling or sweetie or honey.
Well, that's good too. Yeah, you don't have to be sexualized. You just have to be wonderful. You have to, the first person you encounter has to be wonderful. Sets the tone for the whole company.
No, and it's great because I've worked there so long. Like, I've literally worked there like 12 years. And so she knew me when I was single. And then she was like, hey, when are you getting married? I hear you're engaged. And then, hey, how's married life? Hey, what's it like being newlywed? Hey, what's it like having your first kid? Hey, you getting any sleep? Oh, my God, I heard you had another kid. Oh, my God, I heard you had another kid. Oh, my God, I heard
She's asking you inappropriate questions in the workplace, James.
Yeah, sounds like she shouldn't be dipping. Sounds
like, and so after, she knew me when I was a single bachelor, and then she is someone I had to walk past every day through being married with 4 kids now. That I don't know. She is just like the penultimate character that should probably be on the radio herself, but she's at the front desk.
It's funny. I had one of those. In my radio career, a radio station in Chicago that I worked at, and her name was Jerry Wells. She was a black lady, older, like if I was 22, she was probably, well, she seemed 60, but she was probably 40. You know what I mean? Right. Just because she had this very motherly kind of thing. And she was the receptionist, but she was also the guy by the name of Jimmy DeCastro, who was the GM of the station at the time. She was his assistant, and she knew everybody's birthday. She knew if you walked in and it was your birthday, she had like balloons for you. She would sing you a song. I mean, there was no better person that you wanted to run into. Talk about a good representative. So I had you guys tell me if this is wrong. And I don't want to chase a rabbit here, but this just reminded me of this story. So a couple of years back, I was in Chicago and I had a meeting with somebody in the office where she's still this guy DeCastro's assistant.
No way.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's been with him. Jerry's been with him for 30, 40 years, man. And I got to imagine he's an incredibly successful businessman. Now I got to imagine that she's taken very good care of him, and he's probably taken very good care of her. If you know what I mean?
It's weird because you're describing someone who's the same. The lady I described, her name's Joyce.
Yeah, Jerry is mine.
Yeah, at the TV station where I worked there for a year before I started at iHeart in New Orleans, and then I kept going back because I was doing fill-ins for them as I was working at iHeart. So I've known her for the same amount of time, actually a year longer. Her name's Cheryl. Exact same character.
So let me tell you about this awkward moment that I had with her, because I love this woman. I mean, there isn't any one of us kids that came up at that radio station that doesn't love this woman. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to talk to somebody, and I wasn't waiting to talk to Jimmy or anything. I was just or Mr. DeCastro, but I was sitting in the lobby waiting, and I hear coming down the hall, I hear this woman's voice going, "Oh my God, I hear Pugsley's back in the building. Where's Pugsley?" And she comes through the door, and I'm like, "Miss Wells." And she's like, "Oh, baby, give me a hug." Did that whole thing. 20 years later, it's like she still remembers, every one of her
kids. A voice.
Well, no, but she always called us her kids. So it was like really nice that she like still remembered all of us, the original cast and crew, I suppose. But I said to her, I go, "Oh my God, Miss Wells, I am so happy to see you." And I like almost started to well up. And I said to her, I go, "I heard you died." You never say that to somebody. But I was being so honest, and I was so caught up in the moment, and I was so thrown that she wasn't dead. And she stopped and she goes, "Well, I'm baby, I'm very much alive." And I'm like, "I think I warned you." She goes, "Well, there's no time for that, baby." And I'm like, and I felt really, it was like one of the most, I still think about that moment and I just want to put my head through a wall because is that a terrible thing? A terrible mistake? I mean,
Does she have a Southern accent, or is that just
yeah,
sloppy?
no, south side of Chicago, the Great Migration, yeah, that she's got that kind of half Southern, half urban person of color kind of accent. Yeah, that would be my imitation of her.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just you created an uncomfortable spot for yourself to get out of.
She went from beaming and being super happy to just going like she gave me a look like,
"Not today, Pugs. Not today."
"No, John, I'm very much alive." And I'm like, "I think I mourned you." I
feel dead.
But I was legitimately shocked that not only that she was still there, but that she was alive. And here's the other thing. She looked exactly the same. Like 30 years later, she looked exactly the same. She didn't have gray hair. She had the exact same haircut. She looked exactly the same. She looked like the same woman. That's weird. Okay, so back to the dress code thing. I think that we do need to make a distinction between clothing and hair, facial hair, or even. I mean, look, if you're in school, maybe you shouldn't have a full beard at sixth grade or whatever. But hey, if you can grow it, do it. But I can tell you that from have either of you two ever had to wear a uniform to school?
Yes.
Never. That's so weird because my kids have only been to schools where they had to wear a uniform because they're in stupid New Orleans. And then I've never once in my life had to wear a uniform to school.
Well, there have been times in my life where I had to wear a uniform with Catholic schools, almost always. And it was, the uniform was dark blue pants, light blue shirt, dark blue tie, and they had to be black shoes. It could be rubber bottomed, or whatever, but they had to be black shoes. And I can tell you that I loved having a school uniform to wear. And it was a license to be as sloppy and as slovenly. And there was none of this keeping up with the Joneses with clothing. Like when I then vacillated back and forth to like public school and all of that, it was always like, I got to go to the mall and I got to spend all this money now because I've got to have, 3 different IOU sweatshirts and I've got to have the latest Guess jeans or whatever it was.
But McKenzie t-shirt.
It was really
right. Cavarici.
No, sir. They were Keep on Trucking t-shirts. They weren't Spuds McKenzie. That came a little bit later.
You are not that old. Did you ever have the pants with 2 belts?
Oh, the Z Cavariccis with the white tag on the fly.
Z Cavaricci.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Did either of y'all ever have
Gerbo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a pair of pants with 2 belts on it that crisscrossed in the back? Because I did.
I think I might have. I think that doesn't sound like something.
I remember Jordache.
Yeah, those were girls' jeans.
Jordache jeans were like the rave for a while.
They were girls' jeans. I used to wear my jeans that I used to Bugle Boy.
Yeah, what happened to Bugle Boy?
Boy, I had a pair of acid wash baggy Bugle Boys back in the 80s.
There was Massimo.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that was Target.
Hey, and I really expected this to make a comeback about 10 years ago because it's due, and that's Hypercolor.
Yeah, remember that? Where you would touch those 90s. Yeah. Do you know who Massimo is?
I had no clue.
You have no clue.
I've owned like 8 of his shirts, but I have no idea who Massimo is. I could have Googled it by now, but I'm too stupid.
Well, Massimo made some headlines a couple of years ago. Massimo almost went to jail. Massimo is the husband of Becky from Aunt Becky from Full House. Remember the
Oh,
college
no
cheating scandal?
way! That's Massimo?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, with the
Massimo's
college tuition or college entrance scandal crap.
Massimo's
That was
daughter, Olivia Massimo or Olivia whatever, is Aunt Becky's daughter, the one that got caught up in that scandal. And it was we all focused on Aunt Becky because of Full House.
Wasn't
but
that the one that was
husband
going to USC that was like, yeah, I'm not really that interested in college anyway. I might just quit and start my own
she
business.
faked that she was a champion rower. And they posed, they got a photographer, and they
That's
rented
so
a
great
rowing
that that's
boat.
Massimo. I figured that guy would be like 80 years old or something, but
No. What's that
oh,
girl's?
that's
What's
so
that
great.
woman's name? What's her name? Aunt Becky. Do we know what her real name?
I'll know it as soon as the commenters say it, and I'll pretend like I thought of it at the same time.
Who played Aunt Becky on Full House? She's beautiful. We'll know the name as soon as
I know, isn't she?
Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin.
Laughlin.
Okay.
Thank you, God.
Hold on. Lori Loughlin.
Give me like 60 more seconds. I would have thought of that.
Hold on.
She's like classic beauty.
Yeah,
like
she's
gonna
the
be
one that
hot.
was in the college scandals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Way to catch up. That's exactly how we got into this conversation.
No, but you said Sassoon almost went to, or Massimo almost went to jail because
No, Massimo is her husband.
She's married
Right.
to Massimo.
She is married to Massimo Giannulli. They got married in 1997, and the kids that got caught up in the Massimo's the first name. Isn't that interesting? Massimo
Totally guessed.
Giannulli.
Where
Olivia
is he
Jade.
from?
Olivia Jade is the daughter that got caught up in it.
Yeah, Olivia Jade.
And she got in because they faked a rowing scholarship that she was able to, and so in order to prove that she had been a champion rower in high school, even though her high school didn't have a rowing team, they hired a photographer and they rented all of the accoutrements of rowing, a boat. And those pictures are out there. You can find them. It's like Olivia Jade, Aunt Becky's daughter is like sitting in like a boat and pretending like she's rowing.
God, that's so great.
Yeah,
I love the story. All right, so look, Massimo Giannulli is from Los Angeles. Now his parents are of Italian descent, but he's from Encino. So it sounds all,
Oh, you found him online?
Yeah.
Did you look him up?
Well, I Wikipedia'd him, yeah. So it sounds all exotic and sort of European and sophisticated, but he's from freaking Encino.
Yeah,
His dad
right?
was an architect in Los Angeles. Whoop de freaking do.
Well, he will tell you the creative arts are all just a shell game. It's all
Isn't it? It so is. I love it.
It's totally Massimo. Yeah, right. You would
I
think
bought like 6 of his shirts. I'm an idiot that bought into it. Good for him.
Yeah.
Bored off of my dumb ass.
Do you know that he sold like the entire Massimo line? Like he doesn't have anything to do with it, but he sold like the entire line to Target for like $20 million. I mean,
$27.8 million. You remember that?
What? Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, it's right
Oh,
here.
what
in
is
front of me.
What is
Yeah,
it?
he sold out to Target for $27.8 million.
Well, there's brand label cred, that when they were priced at the prices they were back in the day, like if you're Target now and you got that brand in your store, I mean, you probably wouldn't have sold it to Target.
I probably got a couple of shirts, Massimo shirts. They're the nice shirts at Target. If you're going to buy, Target has decent clothes, man. If you're going to go and buy something nice at Target, it's probably going to be. As a matter of fact,
but there was a time when you could not find a label that was hot at those types of stores. Like
absolutely.
Sears and Roebuck had the Rustler jean, or they all had their own brand.
Yeah.
Or Kmart had their own version. Like you
Circle
wouldn't.
K.
Yeah, you wouldn't see like brands like Massimo allowing their clothes to be sold in those stores. It was almost like once you hit that store, your brand was done.
Well, wait a second though. So here's my question though, because I do not know of the existence of the Massimo brand before Target. I mean, was it a high-end brand or did
No. It was like a trash earth tone grunge t-shirt brand. It was like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden crew wore it, and it was in browns and olive drab greens and
it was never couture. It was never like something.
No, I'm not saying when I say high-end. I guess I mean it was a label that had clout recognition.
It was like a $32 t-shirt in 1992.
a good example of what you're saying is Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart used to have her collections in Neiman Marcus and all that kind of stuff, and then she made a deal with like J.C. Penney, and then suddenly the bloom was off her brand. Even though she hadn't necessarily changed anything about what she was putting out there, she just got paid like $100 million because J.C. Penney said, "You know what? Stop screwing around with Neiman Marcus. Let's mass produce you to the regular people. We'll give you $100 million." And
Now
she's like,
Massimo
"Done."
sold out. Massimo sold out after it had already died. Now, if you remember, like 1990 was like Fresh Prince. It was like neon colors and greens and yellows and really bright, flashy stuff. And then when it went straight south with grunge, with Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Smashing Pumpkins or whatever, it went to all the earth tones, the olives, the greens, the browns, the grays, the darks. And that's where Massimo cashed in. Now, that little trend quickly turned right back up to bright, flowery colors, and they didn't adjust with the time. And it only really was popular for about 5-6 years. And so after it fell off, that's when they sold the Dead brand Target.
Whatever happened to Ed Hardy? Is that still a thing? Like, is that still a
No.
brand?
Yeah, he's like the first cousin to Affliction, right? It's the same crowd.
It's the Coke to Pepsi, or it's the Pepsi to Affliction.
I mean, but you talk about a brand that came in, caught fire,
Uh-huh.
and got put out as quickly as they caught fire.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
Well, I mean, I think the new norm is you come in, you get hot, you then get a whole bunch of retail outlets in malls, and then once you hit the mall and you have your retail outlet, then you're done. Like
Sell
Tommy
out.
Bahama. Well,
That's
no.
the point. That's
Sell
the
out
point
hard.
to sell out. You know who doesn't like selling out? The people who never had an opportunity to sell out. The people who have
Damn right.
an opportunity to sell out, they cash in as soon as that big
Like-
chick gets waved in front of their head.
I was
I
at
want an
North
island,
Park
bitch.
yesterday, and I was walking up on the second floor, and Journeys, like the shoe store, right? So if you go into Journeys, Journeys is going to have all different types of brands. They're going to have Doc Martens. They're going to have Adidas. They're going to have what's the one? Vans. And then you walk outside of the Journey store, and right across is the Doc Martens store, and right down the hall is the Van store. Go ahead.
I got another one I'll drop in there. Ocean Pacific. That was huge. That was huge.
OP
OP
was so big, and
Yeah,
huge.
sold out. Yeah, that was huge, and they sold out
Rule
to
the
Target or
chainsaw
one of
world.
those stores.
Sears,
Look,
I think.
Michael just brought it back. He said Gadzooks. Michael, right there. Remember Gadzooks? That was a mall staple that does not exist anymore.
Oh, the store Gadzooks, yeah.
Yes.
Also, a doffing of the cap to my boy John Hoineke. He corrected me. I said hefty jeans. They were Huskies. Husky jeans.
Huskies is a size, isn't it?
Well, Huskies was a
brand.
department.
Rustlers, and that was
Yeah.
the brand name.
But the jeans
Huskies
actually
is the
said
size.
Huskies on it.
Yeah, but they had departments in stores that were Husky.
Husky. J.C. Penney's, I want to say. It was
Yeah,
Husky.
you would go to the Husky department. Remember Granimals?
Oh, sure.
You would take the top and you would match the top to the bottom.
Giraffe goes with giraffe. Alligator goes with alligator.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Those were like for people that did not know how to dress.
Colorblind kiddos.
Mhm. And okay, so there was Ocean Pacific. Okay, so if we're going to talk about stores that are closed, do they still have Jeans West? Do you remember Jeans West?
Right?
Jeans West and Chess King. Those were like always the
Chess
big
King, right?
Right.
And did you guys here in Texas have a store called DJ's?
I don't recall that one.
It's bad to ask me because I'm from Tyler, where we didn't necessarily have all the normal chains, and we had some really funky, like second tier chains.
Hey, do you guys remember the 6 month when every rich girl you knew had a whole closet full of Benetton sweatshirts? Remember when
No, I don't know what
Benetton
the
was a
Benetton is.
thing?
But Michael's right. Michael said County Seat. That was the store that was like the jam for 6 years, and then I haven't seen it since. My sister worked there in high school.
And Leslie's posted up with Izod. Boy, again,
Still a thing. Still, you can still get Izod shirts.
Not Izod anymore. It's now called Lacoste. They have now gone with just Lacoste. They've dropped the Izod, and now it used to be Izod Lacoste, but now they no longer. I guess they tried to rebrand, and they decided, let's drop the Izod.
And that Penguin brand. Remember the Penguin?
Yeah, I think wasn't the Penguin like an. Wasn't it like Sears? Like what was the
Mervyn's?
I don't remember. All I remember is my dad for a number of years, like he was always in these penguin type shirts,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they just kind of faded
the Coke
out.
and Pepsi of that style were Izod, which was the alligator, and Polo, which was the guy on the horse, right? And then,
Mhm.
the penguin would show up. You're like, what the fuck
Right.
is the penguin? What's
Yeah.
that about?
That was like real old school, the penguin.
Yeah. This is just like we had this conversation earlier today, James, to some extent. We were talking about how Sears back in the day, they had everything that you could get at the expensive store, just slightly different. Like they had like you could buy an Atari system at a Sears, but it wasn't called an Atari system. It looked exactly like an Atari system, but it was just the Sears brand Atari system. And I told a story about how I wanted a pair of Nike Oceanas for my for whatever. And my mom brought me home the Sears version of Nike Oceanas, which looked exactly like the Nike Oceanas, except the swoosh was upside down. That's the only change that they made was instead of the Nike swoosh going like
my mom
this,
used to do
it
that
was
to
up, it
me.
was
She would go to-
inverted.
She would go to Payless, and there was like a copy of the Andre Agassi Nikes where it was you can tell they were totally trying to copy the same style. And I tried to wear those to school, and like I got called out immediately, and it was so humiliating.
Do you remember Sears also did that with Adidas? Adidas has 3 stripes, but the Sears brand had 4.
Right.
Looked
Right.
exactly.
My mom did that to me too, with the black jacket that had the 4 stripes coming down each sleeve, and I couldn't wear it. I couldn't wear it.
Oh, don't even start with the knockoff Sears brand members only.
Who would clown on me? My black friends would clown on me the hardest. They're like, Jesus
And
Christ,
then-
I know you live in a trailer, but how poor are you? You
Hold
gotta
on,
like
wait.
get an extra stripe. Jesus.
I believe the Sears knockoff members only was called Private Club.
I
like
can't
Private Club.
second that.
Remember, like the sneaker brand that I remember that was like always the running out of the top 3 spots was K-Swiss. Like you could have like Adidas, Nike,
I had a pair of
Converse,
K-Swiss. Why you doing that?
Puma.
Y'all are
But
killing me.
K-Swiss was always like deep, like that was like kind of fringe. It still had a brand, but it did not have the respect of like the other 3 or 4 labels in front of it.
I don't know where you're from. K-Swiss is one of my favorite brands of shoes. I
he's
have
right.
one of my absolute best pairs of gym shoes that I wear with suits.
No, yeah, but K-Swiss is like 3rd tier sneaker. It's like Fila.
Well, but they're European. They're European.
But there's like Nike and Reebok and Adidas that are the top, and then there's sort of like that Vans Airwalk 2nd tier, and then there's like Fila. And
when you say high end, I think it was more maybe you thought they were highfalutin because they came from Switzerland.
And actually, they don't. K-Swiss was a brand that was because I love K-Swiss.
Wherever
they're a brand that was started by 2 Swiss brothers who were tennis pros who moved to LA and got bankrolled by some rich old lady. But they're an LA brand. They're not a
Michael
Swiss brand.
said Kepa.
Kepa.
Kepa, remember those? They had the little triangles that you could the color triangles that you could take out and pop in different colors so it'd match your clothes. I remember Kepa.
I remember Lodo had that.
Do you remember Stussy? That was a t-shirt brand. I had a couple of those.
I do.
That was very, very much like Mossam.
Pugs is getting his K-Swisses.
But it had Stussy like with the umlaut over the U, right? So I don't know what that was all about. But Stussy.
There you go.
I love and then
those are recent K-Swisses.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love K-Swiss brand. And then I have the other ones which are exactly the same. they're just the same black with white soles that I wear.
Wow. That looks identical when you put them next to each other.
They are. Yeah.
All right. Hey, so
4 stripe, 3 stripe.
When were Skechers a thing? Because I think I first saw them in like 1999.
5? Okay.
Yeah. What's that, James?
Skechers. When did Skechers start? Because Skechers, I don't think I saw them before 1999.
Yeah, I was a grown up with Skechers. I was already done with those kinds of trends.
I think Skechers have gotten hotter recently. Like they're more acceptable.
LA
Talk
Gear.
about that kid's pure LA Gear. Oh my God.
But that's also
how about the no fear t-shirts?
Oh, yeah.
Like where did they go? I mean, you had
PK
no.
Knights, British Knights.
Yes.
These are awesome. Keep them coming, chat room. These are fun.
Kelly Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, British Knights.
I saw an earlier one that Leslie put out that we hadn't mentioned besides Jordache. Sassoon.
Sassoon. Ooh la la,
La la
Sassoon.
Sassoon.
Ooh la
You
la.
mentioned No Fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the competitor to No Fear?
Oh, there was one.
How could you? Bad Boy Club.
Yeah.
Don't you remember Bad Boy Club?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was a whole
Bad Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole, and then what was the other one? Von Dutch.
Oh,
I
Von
remember Von
Douche.
Dutch, but that's bleeding into the Affliction Ed Hardy phase.
Mm-hmm.
Von Dutch was actually the beginning of it. Von Dutch was the trucker hat that then led to the Affliction and trucker.
Right?
Hat. Yeah. That was like a whole
All right, so
slope
it
of
might have been
douchiness.
regional, but there was a T-shirt brand called Yaga, YAGA. Is that nothing? Because I think it started out of Galveston or Corpus or something. But for about 2 or 3 years when I was in high school, it was huge everywhere, like Racket and Jog. Y'all probably don't know that. All right, never mind.
I don't remember Racket and Jog.
Nah, that's a big store in Tyler, and there's one in Longview, and it's kind of an East Texas thing. Ooh, like Big Johnson shirts. Remember those?
Big Johnson. They were t-shirts.
Liquor up front, poker in the back.
Do you remember that craze probably around 2003 to 2006 where every t-shirt had to have some crazy, silly, ridiculous saying? I think that was overtaken by the skull and crossbone Affliction look t-shirt. But there was a time in this country not too long ago where if you had a t-shirt, it had to be something akin to Big Johnson. Where it had to just say something crazy on it.
Right. And then there was a time where they stopped printing it on the main chest part and they had to print on other parts of the shirt in odd ways just to make it like modern day, because all of a sudden the logo on the chest was not the way that it was advertised anymore. Like over the back shoulder.
There it is. Sean, Big Johnson Hotel and Casino, liquor up front, poker in the rear.
Yeah, that's a real shirt. I referenced that. Yeah, my friend Brandon had that.
Stupid. God, we were so
brilliant.
Stupid.
Dude, how's that done with Spuds McKenzie? That's pretty dumb. We're like, hey, it's a dog that advertises light beer. This is so fun. Let's get the shirt. We did it. I had a Spuds McKenzie shirt. It was fun.
I had a Spuds McKenzie shirt. And then there was also a time in the early 90s where every other t-shirt I owned had some Bart Simpson on it of some kind. There was a lot of Bart, like we'll say one of his things, like
eat my shorts.
Yeah, eat my shorts.
Shirt.
Yeah, back off, man. Something.
I mean, man, I won an Itchy and Scratchy t-shirt from the local radio station when I was in high school.
Oh,
because I did a call in. Yeah.
All right, so we've gone through a lot of brand names. Let's do the outfit. Shoes. Let's go into one quintessentially bad former fashion brand of shoes. Which shoes are we wearing? Which ones? British Knights?
Clogs.
Well, no, it's got to be a brand name, like a defunct
Clogs were a brand name. Bastard Clogs.
Were they?
Yeah. They were the wood version.
No way. What is that? The wood shoes?
Amel. I don't know if James is old enough to remember this.
I was probably not. You probably weren't born then. It was like in the late 70s, early 80s. They had Bastard.
Yeah, then I remember that.
The one I was just going to say, Kevin Barber just gave it Jelly's shoes. All right. We're going to dress a man. We're going to dress a timeless fashion man. Do you remember Jelly's? The shoes, you didn't wear socks with them and you could see.
I do. My sister had some.
Okay. Well, men wore them too. Just okay. So we'll go with Jelly's shoes. What kind of pants are we wearing? Z Cavarici pants.
Cavarici were the worst. Okay. Those are the worst.
Jelly shoes, Z Cavarici pants, or Z Cavarici pants. What are we wearing for the shirt? Affliction. Ed Hardy?
Yeah, Ed Hardy.
No, y'all are a decade apart, though. You can't do that. That's more than a decade apart.
Well, yeah, we're just dressing somebody in dead fashion brands.
Then wear the cross-color shirt.
All right, members only jacket or guest jacket? What are we wearing over the
8-ball jacket? Damn it! Can you not stay in the right time zone? God,
the 8-ball.
Members only jacket.
Which 8-ball was it? Was it the North Beach leather 8-ball jacket?
There was like 10 of them, man.
Hold
They were
on.
at Silverman's.
Uh,
I think I can go. Let me think. Hold on. I'm gonna
No,
go.
members
I'm gonna
only
go to the
jackets from
closet
mid
here.
80s. We're talking
I'm gonna pull
1990s.
out a fashion one.
oh no, he's gonna pull. All right, this one right here. Hold on. Well, let me show you guys this. This will always be the crowning achievement of the 8-ball jacket, and of course, I'm talking about Putty from Seinfeld. His 8-ball jacket.
That was coming. And it is pinnacle. It's the Mount Everest of 8-ball jackets.
Elaine
Damn
was
it, I want one
horrified.
now. It's winter. I want an 8-ball jacket and I want to wear it and have people just laugh their ass off.
Oh, how great would that be?
You
Oh,
know how
I
cool
wanted.
it would be if you showed up to the party in an 8-ball jacket like in 2021. It's almost 2022. You'd be blowing people's minds right out the back of their head. It just all over the wall behind them. You'd be blowing minds. That's 8-ball. That's 8-ball. Yeah. Yep. Got an 8-ball right here. It's an 8-ball. Yeah. It's funny for you if you want it. Yeah,
Oh my God, you can never go wrong with a Putty GIF.
Yeah. It's an art.
E, our guy Putty, Patrick Warburton, whose birthday we celebrated, he was famous on Seinfeld for wearing the 8-ball jacket. And Elaine, his girlfriend, was just horrified. Are you really going to wear that jacket?
I remember why I didn't buy that particular jacket at North Beach, and I bought the two that I got in my hands. It was because that was back in the drug days for E. And 8-ball, I felt like I was advertising.
Yeah.
that I was selling it. All right.
There he is.
Here's
Look
one.
at Putty. Look at the jeans Putty's got on too. The what color was
No,
it?
that's not an 8-ball jacket. But
No, this is like the. Remember they had all the signs on the side.
All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll take it back. I like that.
This is the original like hobo. Like it was.
Okay. Hey, I remember that. That's legit.
Remember North Beach? All right.
You got another one?
Here's another one.
Oh no.
The basketball version.
Uh-huh.
With the white and the black. See, I haven't known what to do with these. Like I looked on the internet.
I'll wear them. I will wear them. I will wear both. Give them to me and James. We will wear them, right, James? Wouldn't you wear those? I would wear those out.
You wear one of them. I'll wear the other one. We'll just get Emil to film us walking around
Like
North Park Mall.
You've probably seen this logo before. Like, remember that was like one of the big things.
Let's go to North Park Mall. Let's go.
Do you know what we should do? One of these shows, we should legitimately. I mean this seriously. We should.
Yes, I did actually wear those, Leslie. Back in the day.
We should take a tour of Emil's closet just to see all the stuff that's in there. I remember, dude, you probably don't remember this, but years ago when you had the house in the big mansion that slid into the creek in over there in Plano, I remember I came over for some reason. We were hanging out and I was following you around the house and we walked into your closet and I didn't say anything at the time, but I'm just like, the fuck is going on here? It was the most ridiculous closet. And I remember you said something about your wife. It was your wife's closet or something. I don't know.
Well, no, like when you get to the master bedroom, you know, they have like big closets.
The closet was the size of a bedroom.
It was stupid. It was stupid.
Crazy.
She had so many damn shoes. Oh my God.
All right. Well, that's fun. Look at us. We're having so much fun with old fashioned. Yeah.
I think I got some other crazy.
I'm telling you, you heard it here first. Hypercolor has to make a comeback at some point.
Why didn't it try? So there are things that were pushed on us that never really took off. Like the hypercolor is a good example of something that never took off.
It took off for 2 years. It was huge.
Yeah, I don't remember it being huge. I mean, I remember it being a thing, but I don't remember it ever being.
Oh, there's one in the chat room because Brian Swatch watches. Remember those? Oh my God!
It will never come back because no one wears watches anymore. We all
They've
have
still got retail stores. There's one at North Park.
Yeah, they do, and they actually their watch
time on our phone.
Their watches aren't plastic anymore. The way they or rubber, whatever that was, they actually have some nice timepieces now. Do you know what Swatch stands for? You know what the word is?
No.
Swiss Watch Company. Yeah, it was a real timepiece. It was a real Swiss timepiece. They just dumbed it down and made them all rubber in different colors, and then every kid went out and bought 10 of them.
Right, so you could have 5 of them at each arm.
You'd wear them at the same time. Yeah, you'd wear like 5 of them at the same time. Why not, right? Let's hold on. Why not? Let's since we're doing this, why not? That's what this show's about.
Oh, you got something in your closet you're gonna pull out?
Me? No. Hold on. Let's see what we got here.
What y'all fronting for? What the heck is that?
What?
I don't know.
Here.
I don't know what he's looking for.
Yeah, well, I thought maybe we could scroll through some of these. I just pulled up 1980s teen fashion just to see what's going on here. They still look good, and I can say that because they're probably my age now. Let's see here.
Yeah, another one that was not quite Z Cavaricci, but along the same lines were the parachute pants.
How did we forget parachute pants?
We didn't.
Kevin Barber brought that in.
Or look, we're talking about 1990 to 1992. Parachute pants were like 1984.
They were
in the flash dance leg warmer era.
Right. That's the decade before. Look, we're over here. Like, we should be talking about hammer pants, if anything.
Here's the Madonna look. Remember the Madonna look where every girl started dressing like Madonna?
I love the leggings with the little pencil skirt. That's so cute.
You know, I didn't like it then, but I like it now. I like the Madonna look now is pretty okay. Let's see, look at this guy. That's grunge. That's 92. That ain't 80s.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 80s. That's definitely 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, splatter paint was a thing.
Sure.
Oh,
the Cosby sweater. Everybody had a Cosby sweater, like the kind of sweaters that he wore on TV. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Denim on the bottom. Denim on
a lot of denim going on. His Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah. How about the leisure suit? Remember that?
That's like 15 years before this, Emil.
Or the silk shirt. Back, I'm like going way back. Silk like everybody shirt. Had silk shirt. Yeah.
Silk shirt had a couple of heydays because it had the disco heyday, but then it came back in like the sort of color me bad silk shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was the silk shirt and the leisure suit kind of interacted. They crossed over. I remember I've got some like grade school pictures of me in the leisure suit with the silk shirt. Like I think that was like probably about 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, it's like Larry from Three's Company. Right?
I had a
or Mr. Roper.
I had a Key Lime leisure suit. I seem to remember that.
Key Lime?
No way.
I seem to remember being like 10 years old.
JPEG confirmation of this.
100% polyester. And here's how I remember it. I was wearing it somewhere. I think maybe a wedding or something when I was little. And it was a leisure suit. It was a polyester leisure suit. And I remember I slid on the floor. And the polyester melted on my knees. You know, you would get like the burns, like the polyester was like melted after I slid
from the friction.
On my knees. Yeah, from the friction. And I remember going,
basically plastic. Yeah,
this is weird.
We get a refill. I'll be right back. Refill.
Yeah, we're almost done. What are you doing a refill for? We're gonna be out of here in the next 10 minutes. We've just extended the show, or we filled 45 minutes with talking about 80s.
I also have to go to the restroom, so
you can't hold it.
No,
you're gonna come back. We're gonna be
bladder to burst.
I'm not gonna risk serious medical issues just for the sake of.
All right, go ahead, go Ron, hurry up, come back.
My health is paramount.
Do you even have a bathroom in the place that you're saying? Pugs made it sound like you were like living on a cot.
I can be in the alley like a normal animal.
Why were jeans so bad? I mean, their cuts were bad. It was
Jenko jeans. We didn't all those. Remember the big fat wide ones?
I remember bell bottoms. Is that what you
bell bottoms? Well, yeah. No, they were just really thick leg, like the whole way down. They were just like big and weird looking. It was I was too old when they came out, but a lot of kids I remember wearing those.
Is it weird that I'm still seeing girls in 1980s fashions and I'm not repulsed so much as I'm actually a little bit turned on? It's like, because that was a good look when I was 15, right? Like look at this. This is a good look. This is sex. This is sexy in any era, right? Maybe.
Well, I haven't seen it. Are you gonna pull it up?
Oh, I'm not sharing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, I thought I was sharing. Here, I was flipping through. Here, I thought everybody could see what I was flipping through. All right, there you go. This right here. This is sexy in any era.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a classic dress. Short dress.
Look at this asshole. Look at this. Look at this guy. This guy's trouble.
That looks like Bruno Mars.
It does kind of. Bruno Mars meets Eric Estrada.
Right. Right.
Bruno Estrada.
The Chips guy.
Oh, Zubas. Did anybody mention Zubas pants?
Yeah, Zubaz. Yes. The Bills fans still wear those. Like,
Oh, is it like a bit?
Zubaz.
Is
Well, yeah. I mean, just kind of red, white, and bluish.
Is that Alyssa Milano? That looks like Alyssa Milano. Oh, it is Alyssa Milano. Yeah, look at her doing Japanese modeling. Joan Collins. That's whatever. Meg Ryan. She can be cute in any era. I'm
The
looking
headbands.
I'm looking for just like legit street outfits. You know, these like a lot of these pictures that I'm flipping through are just people dressing like it's the 1980s. You know what I mean? I'm looking for actual pictures from the 1980s. There you go. Sarah.
Like, how long do you think yoga pants are going to hang on? Do they ever go away now?
I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure.
I mean, it's almost like accepted as a workout type outfit that's crossed over to everyday wear.
Yeah.
Like the sweatsuit. Remember back in the day, everybody had a sweatsuit?
Oh, yeah.
So where my wife's previous job was, they had to have a specific clause in their dress code that said no yoga pants because the chicks kept wearing yoga pants, and man, it's distracting.
See, that's my whole vibe on the yoga pants. I don't like them because I like them so much. You know, I don't. I'm distracted by them.
Oh, so dress codes are okay. Non-distracting dress codes.
Oh, look at this, man. This is straight 80s girl. These are hot 80s girls. Look at them.
That's
Look at these
1990, 91, maybe.
88, 89, whatever. We're within a 5-year. Oh, actually, so this is under the heading of 80s Valley Girl fashion. So, LA Gear.
LA Gear, that's another one, right? Where are you gonna find some LA Gear now?
Hey, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to give a programming note while we're here.
Yep.
Since we're running out of time. I will not be here for tomorrow's show, but there's a very good cause. I might do some call-ins because Amos did so many good call-ins yesterday.
Okay.
I thought they were really productive and really set the stage of what it was like to experience the Stones live. But I'm going to see the Toadies tomorrow in New Orleans here at Tipitina's.
Oh.
Yeah, and so me and a handful of my friends are going because I know the guys, and Mark put me on the list +3. So me and 3 of my friends are going.
Well, you tell Vaden.
You know the call-in number.
If you get with Vaden, tell him you're doing the show with me, and if he wants to come on and say hi, Vaden and I are very cool. I love Vaden.
In the middle of the set.
Are you? Why don't you send him a text and say, "Hey, my friend James is going to be down there tomorrow. Why don't you do a with him?"
No, I don't want to do that. I mean, we're cool to the point that like 4 years ago, I was in a bar in Chicago and they had Toadies beer, and I texted him and I'm like, dude, I'm drinking your beer in a bar in Chicago, and he's like, oh my god, that's awesome. What bar? I mean, he's a very friendly guy. He's a very nice guy.
Do they still make Toadies beer?
I don't know.
I haven't seen it down here.
Have you ever had it?
No. But I'm
go, James. See if you can find some. Take it in.
Toadies beer. Cody's, Tony's.
No, but I when I lived in Dallas, I hung out with the drummer quite a bit. Him and his roommate were friends of me and a couple of my friends, and we kind of ran in the same circles for a while. And it's been really weird since I left. That's sort of been a nice little tether back to the homeland, that whenever the Toadies come through here.
Is that Clark? Isn't that who you were friends with?
I was friends with Mark. I am friends with Clark, but only because I'm friends with Mark.
Okay, yeah. Toadies Texas Bach. It's called Bach Slider.
Nice.
Bach Slider beer. Yeah,
absolutely.
Where's it found?
Bach Slider is the official beer of Fort Worth's own Toadies, an easy drinking, copper colored, light hopped beer, perfect for on stage, backstage, or anywhere your rock music takes you. Loosen your tie, grab those Bach Sliders from the fridge, and let's rage with our favorite Fort Worth rock band, the Toadies. It shows a whole bunch of places where it's sold, so I guess it's still around. Ooh, very good ratings on Beer Advocate. Apparently, it's a good beer. 85% approval on Beer Advocate. Martin House releases 2 killer new beers with the toadies. Oh, they've got 2. So they've got Box Slider and I don't know. Yeah.
I'd imagine it'd have like it'd be in stores here.
The bar that I had it in Chicago is famous for having all the beers. It was like that's why I saw it and I was like, oh wow, that's right. So I don't know that they're necessarily. I'll pull up some pictures of it. Here we go. Oh, and there's also another one called Possum Kingdom beer.
Hmm.
Yeah, here you go. Boom. There's your Box Slider. Yeah. Toadie's Texas Bach. There's your Possum Kingdom
Nice.
Pilsner. Yeah. So I guess those are the 2.
No,
Yeah.
it was a great the way we started hanging out. You just troll them on their own little message board back in the day when we used to do message boards.
Mhm.
And so the Toadies would actually put feelers out there and they say, listen, we're going to be playing a secret show under the band name Mittens at the Curtain Club Thursday at 7 p.m. Before anyone gets there, we're just trying out some new stuff. And so if you keep going to these things, they'll start asking your opinion. They're like, oh, well, you've been to the last 8 times we've done a secret show. You've heard, what do you think of the new songs? Which ones you like? Which ones you don't like? What part do you like? Is it too long? Is it too short? And they really start to ask the people that are hardcore fans that follow them around. And it's not that I was that hardcore. I lived like a mile from where they were playing. They start asking your opinion and start like picking your brain and stuff. And it's like, this is really cool. Like I'm actually part of the process just because I live in the neighborhood, and then it really caught on because Mark's roommate kind of taught me guitar. My roommate was teaching me at the same time, but I don't know. I just spent a lot of time over there taking lessons. And so now here it is 20 years later. I'm still hanging out with these guys.
I don't know all the guys. I just know Vaden. His wife Beth was a regular on our show, or his ex-wife. What's the daughter's name? I don't remember. But I remember I spent a St. Patrick's Day. Remember? Well, they would always do the shows on Greenville Avenue. The big toadies, and they played to like 100,000 drunks on Greenville Avenue. And their backstage area was that there was an old hotel there at the end of like an old Holiday Inn or something. And they were just having a crazy party. And I remember I got a text from, you remember Taz from Reverend Horton Heat?
Taz Bentley.
Yeah. Taz was awesome. And Taz was like, hey, are you here? And we went up there. It was me and Tanner. Remember Tanner, the artist, your buddy. Me and Tanner went up there and we were just hanging out in their suite before and we just all had such a good time. And ever since then, Vaden's just been so nice to me. Like, just so like, you ever just hang out with somebody who you're a little intimidated to be around, but then it turns out that they really like you and that they really like, or like you get that vibe, where he's like,
right.
He's been really cool. And then Taz was like a regular on our show too. So when they spun off into the Burden Brothers, we were big into the Burden Brothers. So I think that's when I love those guys are really nice. You know who else is really nice of the Dallas bands that made it? Rhett Miller from Old 97s is just such a nice guy. None of these people seem to be all of that affected, by the fact they all stay here. They all, well, not Rhett. Rhett lives in Woodstock, New York now. But I mean, they're all very, I think that
I remember the guys from Bowling for Soup always seemed very nice.
Wonderful guys. Yeah. Those guys were super nice.
Hey, so can we close out the show? I want to hear y'all do a smash it or trash it on my wife's song. I emailed it to you, Pugs. Pull up the YouTube link. And Emil, you've never heard this. Pugs, you probably have never heard this. The video quality is what it is, but the song quality, my wife wrote this song. She wrote the lyrics and the music, and then I kind of tried to put it together for her. But if it sucks, I want to hear that it sucks. If it's good, don't be too nice because it won't sound sincere. But I just thought that would be interesting for maybe even the people that are watching in the comments or something. If
do you want me to pull the video up, or you want me to just play the music?
No, pull the video up. Video's fine.
Is your wife playing at any clubs under a different name, like the Mittens?
Nope.
God,
No,
it's
but that
always
was
it's always great when you're forced to listen to the music of your radio host's wife. This is always,
set the bar real low. Go ahead, set it real low.
this is always a good bit. Oh, that's the wrong thing. All right.
So this is a smash it or trash it. Isn't that
Hold
what the radio lingo is?
Smash
Hit it or quit it.
Who's the Simon Cowell
Do a
on
radio
this?
setup. Do a radio setup. So smash it or trash it.
Wait, hold on. Why can't I find it? Okay, so we'll close that out. We're gonna close the Valley Girls out. We're gonna close out the sound effects. We're gonna close out that. Here we go. Okay, so this should be the only one. I don't know why I can't access
Thought
it.
this would be a good close to the show. Smash it or trash it.
Is that it? Are you seeing it? Okay, there you go. Well, first of all, regardless of whether this is a smash or a trash, John Hinckley closes the show. Okay, I don't know.
No, I don't mean this to be the walk-off music. I just mean
Well,
like a fun little cherry on top.
It could be a walk-off.
Just wanted to make that clear. All right, here she is. This is a real
Monique.
song. This is
Yeah, it's a real song. Monique wrote it.
Here we go. Let's listen
So
to it.
she's not aware I'm doing this. So just
Oh, I'm sure she'd be fine. Look, it's James. Wait, how old is this?
shut up.
Okay, this is like 20 years old.
That's it.
First of all, you were like 25 there. I thought this was something you guys just worked on recently.
That was about 12 years ago. I was
All
like
right. You were
32 there.
You're very, very young looking. Secondly, being completely honest, I have absolutely no problem at all with that song. I would love to be able to make fun of it. It has a very sort of dreamy, ethereal kind of the constant, the key constant keeping the beat of the heh, heh, heh. That's very ethereal. That's very dreamlike. Very, dare I even say, Dido-esque. I mean, it has a very sort of yeah. It's well,
Nice.
look. Here's what I would say about it. I don't know that is a lead single for radio play, but it certainly is a very cool album track that, after the poppy hook ridden single breaks, then you discover that one and it might become your favorite song on the album.
Well, I
But,
got the highest praise from Jeff Possible. It says she could open for John Hinckley.
yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. That's
So
man.
this is this is my best former assistant music director who used to have to take meetings with the lesser music record labels. The big ones, when they came in, the music director and the program director took those, but it was when like some indie group trying to push some local band, they would put me on it. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. I think that there are some real qualities, and I would call it dreamy and ethereal.
And not because she's your wife or you're part of the show, I really liked it. The only thing, and this is a good thing, I think, that had me wanting was I thought that the music was a little loud in relationship to her vocals. Like I found myself at times where the music sounded like it was drowning
Yeah.
out her vocals a little bit.
Whoever
and so
mixed it
if I
didn't
was
know what they were
producing
doing.
it, I would get the vocals on top of the music versus the music on top of her vocals.
Right, James? How you like that? Whoever mixed it didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, well, I mixed it, and
of course.
yeah, but it didn't sound the same in this video broadcast, so that's a legit complaint. But if you go to the YouTube channel, it sounds.
But I'm not calling that a complaint. I'm saying that I really like this. Her voice sounded unique to me, and I thought that was good. It was just if I was to critique that record, like how would I like to hear it if it was going to play on the air? And I could hear that song in my mind on an indie station. Like I'm
Bill Falk nailed it. Sounds like a 90s indie rock song. It sounds like, yeah,
totally does.
I think that's very, very honestly, I thought it was gonna suck and I wasn't gonna know how to be nice about it, but I don't have to lie at all.
No, not at all. I mean, actually, I would listen to that again.
My songs suck. Her songs are pretty good.
I would absolutely listen to that again. And it's probably one of those songs because look, there's only been 2 songs in my life that I've loved the first time that I've heard them. One was Smells Like Teen Spirit. The minute I heard that song, I was like, oh my God, this is a banger. This is great. But almost all of the songs,
What's the other one?
Well,
you don't ask that much of me.
Understood. Yeah, of course.
All I gotta do is hope.
Of course, John Hinckley's We've Got That Chemistry. Smells Like Teen Spirit and We've Got That Chemistry are the only 2 songs that I've ever heard in my life that I liked the first time I heard it. And that's not a knock because, some of my favorite songs, you have to hear them a couple of times. They have to, you have to get
Way to go, dog.
So yeah, she's got a little bit of work before she's at the level of a John Hinckley. But that was pretty. That was a good. I'm impressed. I didn't know how I was going to be nice. And
so why was that like one of her dreams or aspirations? Like, was she trying to?
It's just something we do for fun.
Yeah, like I would encourage you to do more of that.
I play music for fun. We have a ton of songs like that. That was just the one I picked out for today, just for fun.
Oh, you have more?
Oh God, we have tons. Yeah. I mean, it's not like this. It's not like that, but we try.
Is that your favorite of all the ones that you have?
No. My favorite. I don't know. My favorite. Show's over. We can't do my favorite.
Sure, we can. Go ahead, send it.
We're not doing it now. Come on, man.
We'll do it next. Yeah, you're right. We'll do it next week.
Yeah,
we'll do it when you come back. Maybe on Sunday.
But you have more. That's the point. You do have more.
Oh God, yeah.
All right,
dude. I played some of them on Pug Show back in the day.
And by the way, for any of you out there listening, if your wives have songs too, you can send them to us.
Right.
We will play your wives' songs.
You're talking to the writer of Lesbian Christmas.
James is a prolific producer. He's
It's
created a lot of.
it's a Christmas song that hasn't caught on yet, but it's
Mhm.
destined to lesbian. As soon as the world finds out about Lesbian Christmas, it's going to be the next great Christmas carol. It's going to be like All I Want for Christmas Is You. Someone it's not going to be Mariah Carey. It might be like a T-Pain or a Kanye, but someone's going to do Lesbian Christmas and it'll be huge. Go ahead.
Can you please address Kevin Barber, because I would like to second what it is that he's.
Could Monique cover the Hinckley song?
I want her to cover Roses and Lace. I want
would be
you
beautiful.
and Monique. I think that this is
No,
another.
what's the other one that I like so much?
Oh, the other Hinckley song?
Yeah, it's this
Never
is
Ending
the best
Quest.
day, or This Is the Best.
I have got my poetry.
Right.
I have got my songs. They see me through the
Maybe a duet, James. Get an interview.
to be strong.
I want to be the drummer going.
Dancing bear, trained to be the best. I am on a never-ending quest.
And this is where it kicks in. This is where.
Man, that sounded good when you did it with your mouth. You're right.
Yeah.
You should do that. What are we doing here?
I know. I'm telling you. I want you, but I think that because, as I said, it seems to be Monique's natural setting to have that sort of. Man, I don't know who am I even trying to think of. I go to Dido first.
No, you're thinking Portishead is what she's aiming for, that Regina Spektor Portishead.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Gloria
Regina
Amos,
Spektor is a good one too.
Sarah McLachlan crap.
So, but what I want to hear is I would love.
No, it's fine. Look, because her music is beautiful and my music is pure evil. And so we try and mix them together and it comes up with sort of a hybrid that's better than what I do. Her music's better than mine.
Can I tell a funny Sarah McLachlan story?
Yeah, please. God.
Okay, really quick. Backstage, 1996, Q101's Christmas Jingle Bash. There were a whole bunch of like bands were back there, and we were standing hanging out in the back area, and we were talking to Sarah McLachlan. And, just happy small talk and all this stuff. My wife at the time, Sloan, a lot of people said that she looked like Sarah McLachlan. And so
She did.
She did kinda, but here's where it all went bad. So Sloan was standing next to me, and one of the guys in Sarah McLachlan's band goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "You two could be sisters." And Sarah McLachlan, my Sloan said, "Yeah, people have told us that." And I'm like, "Oh, people tell her all the time that she looks like you." And then someone else in Sarah McLachlan's band goes, "Yeah, but she's hotter." And Sarah McLachlan got really mad.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was so awkward.
No.
And then I was in the unenviable position of then butting in and going,
No, I certainly don't like my wife's appearance. Jesus. Yes.
It was so weird. It was such an awkward thing to say because they did. And truth be told, Sloan was incrementally hotter than Sarah McLachlan. But,
She's got about 10 years on her. That's not fair.
Yes, that is true. All right.
You want to do my evil music like on Friday? Oh, we don't have a show on Friday.
We don't have a show on Friday. Yeah.
Why?
Enough of
It's
this
Friday.
Enough of this amateur.
Oh, Friday night you're talking about. We do have a show Friday day.
Friday day, the high noon show. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you know that I spent 5 minutes laying in the bedroom today trying to figure out? I challenged myself. I wouldn't look it up. I didn't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I just laid there going, is today Tuesday or is it Wednesday? Oh, I'm just such
Yesterday
a
I thought it was Wednesday because I thought the pool guy was coming, and he came today because it's Wednesday.
That's how we know. All right. Bye, everybody. Join us tomorrow for the high noon show. That's at noon. Thank you. There goes James.
To have a blessed day. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May all your dreams be wonderful each and every night. And may you walk in righteousness and always do what's right. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May everyone be on your side at each and every turn. And may you have the smoothest ride, receive what you have earned. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. May peace be with you every day, in every kind of way. May good things come into your life to have a blessed day. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace, they are